Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. This is the previous year's most repeated questions for Introduction to Literary Studies Semester 1 English Honours Delhi University. If you are watching from any other university, you can watch this as well. A lot of universities follow a very similar syllabus, so these questions and answers will help you regardless of where you are studying. Quick heads up on how this video will work. I'll read out each question, give you a short brief on what the answer covers, and then the full detailed model answer will flash on your screen. Now let us get started. Part 1 10 mark questions. Question number 1. Examine the importance of the opening line of Pride and Prejudice in setting the tone and themes of the novel. This one's an absolute favorite of examiners. It's also asked as comment on Austen's narrative art. So remember that phrasing too. On screen, the answer walks through Austen's ironic narrative voice, how the truth universally acknowledged line is immediately undercut by the story that follows the economic anxiety driving the marriage market, and how this single sentence sets up the tone for the entire novel. Question number 2. Next, identify and analyze these lines. This is the hour of lead. First chill, then stupor, then the letting go. That's from Emily Dickinson's poem, After Great Pain, a Formal Feeling Comes. The answer on screen breaks down her use of dashes, her compressed and fragmented syntax, and the extended freezing metaphor she uses to describe the psychological aftermath of trauma or grief. Make sure you note how form and content work together here. That's a recurring examiner favorite. Question number 3. Now identify these lines and comment on the poet's use of meter and rhyme, in according with its form. This city now doth like a garment wear. This is from Wordsworth's sonnet, composed upon Westminster Bridge. The answer on screen covers the Petrarchan sonnet structure, octave and sestet, the use of iambic pentameter, and how Wordsworth personifies the city to bring romantic reverence to an urban man-made scene. Question number 4. Tara is a play about a dysfunctional family. Discuss. This is an extremely commonly repeated question on Mahesh Dattani's play Tara. The answer on screen covers the founding act of injustice at the heart of the Patel family, the strained marriage between Bharti and Patel, Bharti's guilt-driven love, and how Dattani uses this one household to critique the wider patriarchal respectability obsessed middle-class family. Question number 5. Critically comment on the description of Pemberley Estate and the way it impacts Elizabeth's perception of Darcy. The answer on screen explains how Austen uses the tasteful, natural landscaping of the estate as a moral index of Darcy's character, how the housekeeper Mrs. Reynolds' testimony matters because it's independent and disinterested, and how all of this builds Elizabeth's gradual, believable shift in judgment about him. Question number 6. Discuss how societal lack of empathy is represented in the character of Rupa in Tara. On screen, you will find how Rupa, an ordinary, unremarkable teenage neighbor, stands in for society's casual gossip and curiosity, how her obliviousness and eventual cruelty, including calling the twins freaks, reveal that this kind of everyday indifference to disability is far more widespread than a single villain. Part B. 20 mark questions. Question number 7. Moving on to the 20 mark questions now, which need slightly more detailed answers. Question 7 discusses the opening line of Pride and Prejudice with reference to Austen's views on property, inheritance, and gender. This is really the long form, deeper version of our very first question, so make sure you screenshot both. They complement each other perfectly. The answer on screen expands on the entail that threatens the Bennet women, Charlotte Lucas's pragmatic marriage to Mr. Collins, and how Darcy's own proposal exposes his class-based assumptions. Question number 8. Elizabeth and Darcy evolve and grow, while Lydia and Wickham remain static. Discuss Austen's art of characterization. The answer on screen contrasts these two pairs in detail. Elizabeth's turning point after Darcy's letter, Darcy's transformation from pride to humility, and why Lydia and Wickham are deliberately written to show absolutely no growth by the end of the novel. Question number 9. Analyze the role of women and marriage in Pride and Prejudice. How does Austen both conform to and challenge the gender expectations of her time? This is also asked as the accomplished woman question, so watch out for that phrasing in your paper. The answer covers the famous Netherfield drawing room debate on accomplishments, Elizabeth's independence and refusal of two proposals, and how Charlotte Lucas offers a more realistic counterpart. Question number 10. Form and content are intricately linked in poetry. Elaborate with reference to two poems in your course. The answer on screen compares Dickinson's fractured dash-heavy syntax in After Great Pain with Wordsworth's disciplined, balanced sonnet form in Westminster Bridge to show how form doesn't just decorate meaning, it actively creates it. Question number 11. Discuss how feminist and disability studies can provide perspectives to understand Mahesh Dattani's Tara. A slightly more theoretical application-based question, so read this one carefully. The answer on screen explains the medical model versus the social model of disability. Dr. Thakkar's clinical spectacle driven authority, and how Tara's disability and the gender bias behind it are shown as completely inseparable. Question number 12. Tara is as much about family and identity as it is about societal conditioning. This is also asked as, is Tara more the story of Chandan than of his sister? The answer on screen weighs Chandan's guilt-driven narration and his identity crisis in London against Tara's own resistance, agency and tragic voice, before concluding why both readings matter. Question number 13. The stage is optimally used in the Tani's Tara. Discuss the stylistics and design of the stage. The answer on screen covers the play's multi-level set. Dan's London bedsitter, Dr. Thakkar's television style, space and the memory level, Mumbai household plus the Tani's use of lighting, music and cinematic cross-cutting between timelines. And finally, question number 14. The interpretation of literary texts must be rooted in an understanding of their context. The answer on screen compares Pride and Prejudice with Tagore's Where the Mind is Without Fear, showing how knowing the legal context of entailment and the political context of the Swadeshi movement completely changes and deepens how we read both texts. And that's a wrap on the most repeated previous year questions for Introduction to Literary Studies. Between the 10 markers and the 20 markers, this covers almost everything that's been asked across the last 4 years. So go back, screenshot everything you missed and start revising early. If this video helped you, don't forget to like it, share it with your classmates and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out more previous year question videos as well. Thank you very much and we will see you again in the next one.